Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hidden Brick, where today we're doing part 5 of the build of the Lego Technic bucket wheel excavator. This is how far we made it in 4 parts. If you missed any of it, check it out. There's links down below. We're not really going to go over any of that too much. So let's see, we have a few more pieces to put on here before we move on to one of the other conveyor belt parts. So we have gear, this piece, and this piece. So we're going to put a gear in here with an axle through there. Hopefully this lines up. Yeah, that lines up. And then we have this little bushing piece. It's going to go right next to that gear. Slide that all the way in. So when we turn this axle, it's turning that piece. This axle turns the whole mechanism. And then this is the little drivetrain axle. 2 more friction pins. Let's see, we got friction pin and friction pin. And a single 3 long friction pin there. Let's see, we have a bent lift arm, this piece here. With 2 friction pins, a 2 long lift arm, and a 7 long axle. Come on. And this piece goes like that. So that will slide on there. And we have one of our slip gears with an axle with a stud on the end. That will go there. Have an interesting spot for a gear. Alright. We have an axle joiner, a 3 long axle, this piece. One of these gray axles. And this will slide in all the way right there. So that connects to that piece right there. One more gray axle. Gear on that red axle. So now, see kind of this linkage and how all of that is turning right there. It's good to check and make sure that as you're building stuff, it continues to actually work. All right, so I'm gonna move this down for a second as we build our next little module piece. This piece here. There's not a lot of parts in the bag 5, especially considered how many we did in the previous video. There was a lot of parts in that bag. This one should go pretty quick. Now there are a ton of bag 6s, so that's probably gonna have to be broken down into 2 separate videos. Okay, so we have this going on. Have a couple of friction pins, 2 more of these yellow 2 long lift arms. We have 2 of the 5 long lift arms. axle with a stud, goes through here with 2 pulley wheels. All right, so we have a pulley wheel there and there. Okay, bring the whole thing back over. It appears that this slides all the way through like that. All right, move that to the side again as we have some more little accessory, or not an accessory, but a conveyor belt. We're building this thing, some sort of conveyor belt part. So when the excavator scoops out dirt from the side of the mountain, it goes onto that conveyor belt and then it moves over into a dumper area that gets dumped into the dump truck. I guess that's how long it's going to be. It's pretty long. Well, actually, it's not going to be that long. I had these on the wrong spot. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's going to be that long. Still long, not quite as long as before. All right, so we have friction pins. Two more of these pins with the axle joiner on it. Not that pin, this pin. One, 2 of these, and this one is shown in the instructions hanging out to the side like that. Now we have 4 of these gray axles with the 2 long friction pin on it. One more, here it is. Slide that axle through, put a bushing on it, make sure it turns. And we have this little driving gear for the links that we're going to put on there, kind of the tank tread links. All right, so next we have more of these 15 long lift arms. And 3 friction pins. 1, 2, 3, and a 3 long friction pin. So here we have a frictionless pin. We're going to put this bevel gear on there. Put another one on this one. That will go right there. Make sure those turn. That's all good there. Now we have 4 of these 3 long non-friction pins. So non-friction means that if something is attached to it, it'll actually spin. So for example, if I put this on here, you can see it kind of dangles and spins versus a normal friction pin that will hold it in place without it dangling. So we have more of these bevel gears to put on here. Now we're going to make some panels. Start with 3 long friction pins. A couple of those pieces on. Those 2. Right. We actually have to make 2 of these, so before I turn the page and move on to the next steps for this, I'm going to start the other one. That way I don't have to go backwards in the instructions to build the second one. I like these dark blue panels. I like that color. Looks nice. Alright, so we're loading this up with friction pins. That one almost got away from me. They always give you a couple extras per bag. So as I've been building this set, there's actually a good amount of extra friction pins and a few of the other small parts. Now that's not saying that I'm okay with losing pieces, but if one was to slip away from me, I wouldn't necessarily break my heart. I think over the years with all of the sets that I've built, I probably have hundreds of extra friction pins that have come with the sets. Alright, so these 2 pieces pop on there. So building a nice conveyor belt. When we turn it over, that's kind of the channel that the dirt or the rocks is going to be going through. Alright, so we still have it turned, kind of what I call upside down. Put a few more pins on here on this piece. This is going to slide all the way through here, just like that. Okay, we have these pin joiners. Slide this one long pin bushing on there. Another joiner and a non-friction pin right there. So this whole piece goes there. There's another 9 long lift arm. That looks good. I have some sort of connector piece here. I have a pretty long axle. And we're going to put this little gear right in here and slide that axle all the way through. And it gets a little tight but we're able to get it in there. It's more or less just trying to center it as best you can. That looks good. Now we have our links. So on the excavator portion, they're black. And on this one, they're the dark bluish gray. There's only gonna be one, so basically all of them that came in this bag are gonna be connected into one whole string of parts. And they didn't come in their own bag, so they're actually mixed in with a lot of the parts that I've been using to build this portion. I mean, I have it all off to the side, so you really can't see it, but when I dump the bag out, there's all kinds of small lift arms and other connector pieces all mixed in with these links. Luckily, they're all kind of small parts, and these links are fairly big, and I can quickly find them amongst all the other parts. So we're looking good so far. Looks like we're over halfway done connecting of them. The instructions show a 50 times, a 50x, right next to the little diagram showing how to connect them. So 50 of these all together is quite a bit. Almost done. Looks like we have about 5 left. Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, we had 7 left. There's 2 more over there. Okay, that's it for this. So we will put this in here. It shows this being lifted up and slid through there. Bring this around and connect the ends just like that. As you can see, that's our little conveyor belt piece that's going to go through the middle. So I'm going to keep this. Wait, hold on a second. Okay, they show it turned over like that. We're going to put some pieces on there. Two of those. All right, we have a 7 long axle. Let's slide through there. That will go there. So I guess that's a stop to prevent stuff from coming off. So let's bring this up a little bit, bring this over. Shows this yellow axle sliding through. We're going to put a gear on there. And then the other thing we have is this axle with the bushing on it. We're going to line up these pieces under here. Push that all the way through. Why is that not? Okay. For some reason I have a pin there. I shouldn't. that is all the way through and put another bushing over there to hold it in place. Rotate this around and we have to finish off these little portions up here. Why is that not? Oh, dang it. I'm actually putting it on the wrong axle. Knocked the gear off. Where'd the gear go? Where the heck did it go? That's weird. I don't know where it disappeared to, but I was able to push it out. Okay. Alright, so on this side, this is actually going like this down here. Got so many pins and stuff that are not necessarily lining up very well. There we go. Got it squeezed on there now. And this piece go right there. Move this to the side again. We have another little sub-assembly to do. Starting with a frame piece. Three of the 3 long friction pins. All right. That looks good. We have all these little modules we're building. We'll connect them all together here in a second. So this slides through like that. Turn this over. That will slide in right there. Next we have a couple different length axles on this one. And we're actually going to put 4 of these bent lift arms all together. That will go there. Two of these. So we have the 1x3 pieces, and then we have a piece, dark bluish gray piece there, and this piece here. All the technical terms, this piece and that piece, and the gray piece. I know some of these parts, they're, modifications or variations of similar parts that the official names for them are like sometimes really long. So I don't even try to figure out what you call them. Oops, forgot a piece. Let's take that off, put that on there. Now I can put that on. We had the last one of these 1x3s. The last one of these pieces. Got this guy. Two right there. All right, this piece goes there. So after we're done with all of that, it shows it turned this way. Bring this back over. Bring it up quite a bit because we're putting this up kind of high. So it looks like this part attaches there, and on the other side, that one attaches there. So that's where the rocks will go, and they'll fall onto the conveyor belt piece. Cool, looks good. Next up, turn this like that. We have 3 of these pieces that are gonna go right on top of these axles. So there we go. That completes this portion of the build. So you can see we've got our first little conveyor belt piece on there and some other parts. So we're definitely making some progress. So appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to check out all the links I have down below if you want to see more Lego build videos, and we're going to continue this build tomorrow. If you're watching this after the day it's been up, then probably all those builds are already up. So check out all my other videos, and we will see you in the next one.